participated today. We did a number of things. We talked about what does our structure look like as we get ready for 2034, what is our committee looking into in terms of its big initiatives and efforts. And we also talked about creating a roadmap for Utah and for this community here in Weber County between now and 2034. As we have learned, there's no community that's been working harder and has come to the table more aligned around the opportunity that 2034 presents than the Ogden Weber community. It's a really great place with amazing leaders, and we're just really excited to work with them.
And Abby Osborne, who's on our board, was the moderator, the facilitator for the day, and she's going to make a few comments.
Do you want to start over, Lisa?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I'm Abby Osborne. I was the moderator in today's discussion on the board of directors. This has been a huge initiative from our board to get out to the communities and do this listening tour. As Brad said, this was our first one, and we hit the ground running. This community is embracing the Olympics. It's been defined by the Olympics, and it's just going to be the greatest gift going forward for the next generation. We heard it through and through in the discussions about what we will build for the future generation. And that's the right tone. That's what we want to hear as the board, that communities are looking towards the future. And this couldn't have been a better start to our really the next 6 months of listening tour that Brad will take us on as the CEO, and we'll go throughout the state hearing what communities want out of the Olympics, need out of the Olympics, and need out of our executive committee.
Thank you. Since the trappers came to this area in Weber County and Ogden, they knew it was the most rich and fertile ground that's ever been. The railroad would soon to follow. Then we've done the Olympics, and leaders today, all of us are planning about the Olympics for not just 2034, but Olympics beyond that. This will positively affect the lives of our grandchildren, our kids and our grandchildren. We love the spirit of the people that are here. It creates a really easy place for people to come and recreate and especially feel what it's like to bring the world together and do the right things.
Sorry, can you identify yourself before you speak?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Jim Harvey, Weber County Commission.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'm Sarah Tolliver, President and CEO of Visit Ogden. You know, we really look at the 2002 Olympics as a catalyst for this community, and so much of the great transition and transformation that has happened over the last 20-25 years here in our community, and we expect 2034 to be the same. It's our next evolution. It's an opportunity for our community to participate in this global event. We know sport brings the world together, and this is a great opportunity, and we want to make sure we're taking advantage of everything it provides for the community to come together and be a part of it, whether they can attend an event or not. So this early planning is a great opportunity, as well as looking forward to the fact that we will be hosting the Paralympics at Snow Basin as well, and wanting to make sure we're highlighting our access and accessibility to our community through a number of mediums and opportunities in addition to what Snow Basin has planned.
Hey everybody, I'm Davey Ratcher. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Snow Basin. Today was great. I've known Brad for a long time, and you can't have a better leader over the organization. Snow Basin is just incredibly proud. You know, to be the host of 2002 and now to be another host in 2034, and to actually increase our footprint and have all of the alpine events there, it's just amazing. Our job at the resort is to pull off an amazing event, to put the best product out there for the athletes to compete in. And you know, with that in mind, our job is to find the next athlete to win a gold and have them from our community. So if you're a 15-year-old out there right now and you're thinking about what to do in this world, start to compete, start to get into the sport, come out, join us, come up to the resort, race, join a ski team. If you're a Paralympian out there or somebody that has a different ability, join, get a part of, become a part of it. Come to Snow Basin, come to the other resorts, and let us help you be at your very best. And our job is to find the next Billy, the next person out there that can be an Olympian and do our community proud. Weber, this community, this county, is incredibly proud of the Olympics in 2034 and what we can do to bring the world to Utah and to this community.
What a great segue into my role. Bill Schiffenhauer here, 3-time Olympian, Olympic silver medalist with Team USA, Team Utah, and Team Ogden. And as they were talking about, we have such a great opportunity with the Olympics being, 8.5 years out to go into our communities and find the next Olympic athlete, find the next Paralympic athlete. And what that's going to do for not only Utah, but for people around the world is foster a sense of community, foster a sense of championship in these young kids that we have literally hiding in our communities, and going out there and finding another Bill Schiffenhauer to represent Team USA, represent Utah, and represent the United States at a high level as an Olympian or a Paralympian.
Specific questions?
Yeah, why are these meetings closed? Why aren't they open to the public and the media so you can hear from not just officials but your community members?
Yeah, so we will be doing some community meetings as we ramp through the next year or so, but we wanted to have some meetings with the government leaders here locally to just understand what their thoughts were as we prepare more for a public-facing tour, Lisa. But there's, we're a private organization, and these government leaders have been gracious enough with their time, these private individuals, but we will be having community open houses when the time is right, and talking to the public about all of our plans. We're really fortunate here in Weber County to have Snow Basin with the amazing alpine events that they're going to have, and we'll highlight what that looks like and how people can engage in that. We'll also talk about leading up to the 2034 games with the Curling World Cup that's going to happen in this community next year. And that's going to be a really big event for the community to participate in. So we will have plenty of ways for the community to engage, to give us feedback. But we're 8.5 years out. There's a lot of planning that still needs to be done, and we're just getting started. So.
And related to that, 8.5 years out, where, I guess what happens now, where are things in terms of organizing for 2034? Yeah,
so a great question. And we have created the organizing committee. We have a board of directors that's been created. We have established our steering committee as well, and they're off and running. We're going to get them together over the course of the summer, and they'll start doing some of their work. And it's everything from the typical governance you would see an organization has around finance, but also we have a committee called Impact and Legacy. And our Impact and Legacy Committee is going to help us define what we want the state of Utah and the world to think of when they think of Utah hosting the 2034 games. And how did we make the world a better place? How did we make Utah a better place? And these committees are just getting started. So a lot of work to be done for sure.
What was the message from Weber County today? I guess if Jim or Sarah or...
Well, I'm going to answer that first and let them correct the record. But I will say this. The message that I heard as the CEO of the 2034 games is there is no community that's more excited to be part of our team than the Ogden Weber team. And the work that they've already done to align their community, to work with the different stakeholders has just been absolutely remarkable. They are very excited, and they're going to help us elevate the games in a way, whether it's hosting some of these events or hosting a rodeo for us during the 2034 games. There's going to be a lot of fun things that are going to happen up here in the Ogden and the Weber County area. So what's going here? Do you want to answer that question?
You want to go first?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I think we all recognize that in the Ogden Weber community, collaboration is kind of our secret sauce and something we're very proud of the work that we do together. And so we just felt like it was really important to bring the county, the city, our venue together to start to establish some of our priorities. There's an incredible legacy we have the opportunity to leave with these games, and starting to get to work on identifying what some of those things are, as well as not only are we preparing for a games in 8.5 years, but we're looking to do the work to get to the games in 8.5 years. And that includes test events at at Snow Basin, the World Curling that Brad mentioned, and other community activations that we want to ensure that we produce in order to keep the excitement and momentum of the games at the top of mind with our Weber County residents. So we're starting to work on what all of those things might mean and how they can be beneficial to our community as a whole.
For us, it's really important that we give an opportunity for people to come and visit our place. Tourism matters a great deal to us in Weber County. We have shared our area with Weber County for a number of years, and we love for people to come and visit us. Whether it was, like I mentioned before, whether it was the trappers, whether it was the people coming through on a train from years ago, pioneers, or Olympians. We want to make it a really simple, easy place for people to come, visit, dine, eat, athletes to be able to get around, transfer, and whether you're a Paralympian, an Olympian, we want to just be thinking in the future. So it's really simple to come here, enjoy the spirit of Ogden, enjoy the spirit of Weber County, and then go back home and share that with others. It makes it really easy.
Okay, yeah.
I wonder if the Ogden folks could talk about the fact that you're the only community to lose a venue between 2002 and 2034. Curling is going to Dance City now. I know you're hosting the World Curling Championships, but you won't be hosting Olympic curling. Did that come up in your discussion? And how do you feel about that? And do you see an opportunity maybe to get that back to Ogden?
You want me to handle that? What a great question. We're looking forward to holding the Men's World Curling Championship in March of next year. And when you get into the detail of that, the reason that happened is because another venue in the world couldn't do it. And so they chose Ogden to come here. They chose Ogden to be the place where they want to come. The athletes are used to coming here for curling. Since the Olympics have happened, we added a second sheet of ice. Our facility is going under a fantastic renovation right now today. I invite all of you to come and take a look at that. And not just the seating and not just the locker rooms and the bathrooms, but also the ammonia plants and the other things that it takes to keep the ice going. It'll be a good, strong, it will do very, very well at that Men's Curling Championship. And here's the thing. A lot of things are going to change between now and 2034. We want to make it easy for the athletes to come over and have a practice piece of ice. We want to make it easy if something should happen in another venue down there that they can just easily push a button and be able to come up here to hold an event, because they will already have known that we can do it not just well, but very, very well, and take care of things. And so,
how do you feel about losing that venue, though?
It was tough. Losing the venue was tough, but we understand that there's a lot of other things at play. Look, we trust our partners here with the Olympic Committee. They're making decisions for the state based on what's good for the entire state. We're just here to support whatever they decide to do, however that works. We're still going to have a ton of people here, because the thing is in the underground community, they know that Ogden is a great place to come and participate in curling.
Did you talk about this during your closing?
No, not really, but I'm happy to talk to you about it anytime.
We also did gain the venues at Snow Basin. There is so if you didn't know that, Snow Basin has had an increased footprint. We're not just doing the downhill, but all slalom and alpine events. So there is a bigger footprint at the resort.
Do you consider yourself Ogden or Weber County?
Snow Basin?
Yeah.
We're a resort for the world that happens to be placed in both counties, in Morgan County and Weber County.
So Morgan, Weber, but not Ogden.
Yep, not the county.
What sort of
Brad,
impact?
could you answer that question about them losing a venue? And
Yeah, well, we're still in the very early stages of planning, and one of the things that I think is fascinating about the sport of curling and what happened here is you've seen curling grow in some ways because of the success that we had in 2002. It's now such a popular sport that we need to have a venue that has a lot more seats for spectators to be in. So right now the plan is to host that in Salt Lake. but there will be plenty of opportunity for the ice sheet here in Ogden to have events between now and even practice events as we lean into 2034. And this really wasn't part of the discussion today because this community is doing what they believe is best for the whole state, and they want to be great partners. So whether it's making sure that we execute flawlessly at Snow Basin, or we have the world's most amazing winter rodeo when that occurs in 2034, they just want to be great partners. So we're really grateful to have the leadership up here.
Is there any chance that venue would revert back to the Weber County ice sheet? Or?
We have not started any of that planning yet, so that's not something that we're discussing right now. So, Tim, do you have a question?
Well, yeah, more generally, I guess the impact of the Olympics to places like Ogden, places outside, the core of Salt Lake City. Are you going to see people like staying in Airbnbs? I know there are the events at Snow Basin, but what impact do you see it up here?
Well, I will answer quickly, but I think Sarah is the right person to answer that. We'll have 24,000 hotel rooms across northern Utah that visitors will be staying in, and some of those will be up here in Weber County. And some of the most iconic events are going to be at Davies Resort up at Snow Basin. So this is going to impact our whole region in ways and change lives in really remarkable ways, including up here.
Just to add on to what Brad said, we were engaged with the bid committee early on to help secure the rooms necessary for just to place the bid with the International Olympic Committee. So we have a number of our hotel rooms committed to that collaborative effort around the state. But obviously, as we work, one of our primary goals as a local community is to ensure that we activate in ways that gives visitors, gives our residents, everyone an opportunity to engage in the games experience, as I mentioned. So if they have the great fortune to attend an event at Snow Basin, that's amazing. But even if they don't, that we have enough going on downtown and around our community that as people are leaving Snow Basin or want a way to engage with the games if they didn't get a chance to go, that they can come downtown, watch it on big viewing screens, engage in the activations we have going on, and really feel like they're a part of the celebration. So as a community, as Ogden City, Weber County, Visit Ogden, the Ogden Downtown Alliance, we have so many great partnerships in this community to make all of that happen. Those are the things we're starting to talk about and work on now so we can ensure we draw that those visitors and residents downtown and into the heart of our community.
So you'll have like peripheral events or other sorts of events aside from, will that be the same in communities all around the state?
So, I mean, yes and no, but a lot of it's up to these local communities. And I would just say that the Ogden-Weber community has got a real big head start in thinking about these things, trying to think about where people are going to be, how to engage them, and also how are all of our communities going to use the next 8 years to engage their citizens in projects and events that help us all kind of catch this Olympic spirit. And I'll just say, this community up here's got a head start.
Are the live sites, like Sarah was talking about, going to be a responsibility of the OCOG, or is it up to the communities to put those together to fund them?
So the OCOG the organizing committee will sponsor some live sites. If communities want to supplement that, we'll partner with them and support them in that effort. And again, that's the planning that will be done in 4 or 5 years, not right now.
Okay, I want to wrap it up here, and we'll have time for individual one-on-ones if you need to, particularly the other crews. Let's get all of you together just for a photo. I'll take the mic.
Thank you.
I hope I stayed out of your shot.